Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back, y'all. My name is Danielle, and welcome to my spiritual journey. Okay, so today's question is, what practice do I practice when I feel disconnected from my spiritual practice? I know I'm silly, but so for real, like when you go through your days, sometimes you may feel disconnected from your spiritual practice. And so the question is, what do I do when I'm feeling disconnected from my spiritual practice? So there are a couple of things that I do when I'm feeling disconnected from my spiritual practice. First of all, I know that that reasoning is because most times I am thinking in the future. I'm thinking ahead. I'm not in the present. And, I'm just thinking ahead. Every now and then it could be me thinking ahead mixed with me thinking in the past. And, either way, it's not me being in the present. And, excuse me. So the question for me is when I spend too much time doing that, I'm wanting to better myself. I'm wanting to up level myself. I'm wanting to um, see a difference, a bigger difference, right? And so, and this is me telling y'all what's up for real. And so when I'm feeling that way and I stay in that for too long, then I feel disconnected from my current spiritual practice. And that happens because I may feel like, should I grow more in this area? Should I grow more in this area? But no, because I already have this down. I already have this down. I need to do something new. I need to do something different. And keep in mind, y'all, I am Aquarius. Okay. So Aquarius is about that innovation and things like that. And so, when you talk to other people, they may be like, no, 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 I'm fine with my one thing. And I'm not fine with one thing. I haven't ever been fine with one thing. And I am so grateful that I have way more than one, two, three, four, five different things. And so when I'm feeling disconnected, first of all, that is likely the underlying issue is that I'm thinking in the future and or it may be a future thinking with the past thinking. And so what I actively do is when I realize that feeling, it's a certain feeling, like almost like a I'm not grounded type thing. Let me see a different way to not use the word grounded. It'll almost feel like I have no place. Like, where is my next step? What am I actively doing? And I can look through like my day and be like, what have I done that I say is spiritual? I have my sprays on hand, and not only do I have my sprays on hand, but sometimes I'll actually have like my bottle of Everclear to continue creating, because that is something that I love to do as well, is to create and have an intention with it. And that helps bring me back. But to solidify that to bringing me back is for me to get a message, y'all. And so for me to feel reconnected to my spiritual practice, I need to get a message. I need to get a message from, someone that I actually walked with on this earth during this lifetime, and maybe they've passed away. I need to connect with an ancestor. It doesn't even have to be an ancestor that I have spoken to before, but to speak with an ancestor, it means something to me. For example, a few years back, there was this specific ancestor who, you know, um, we were talking, and I just wanted to see what she looked like and things. And this is something that it's a different video, but I'll put it in there now. So a lot of people really do, when you're doing different exercises, they want you to see what the person looks like. What does your guide look like all those things. And it always hits me some kind of way. I feel less empowered when someone wants me to see what someone looks like, because I'm usually not going to see what they look like. But again, when I dream, I don't see faces and I rarely see color, if I see color at all. But I can tell you who's in my dreams because I can pick up on energy so well. Like my parents, they, of course, they have their different energies. Um, Kinfolk, they have different energies, they have different energies that they bring. Like they may be happy, cheery, whatever, but they have specific fingerprint energies that I relate to. Like I have a relative, and I'll talk about this one because this one just popped up in a dream. This is a relative that I stayed away from. The energy was one that was like gruff and just like stay away from me and I don't want to talk to you and like all those things. And for me, like I've always been short. Like at my max height, guys, I'm 5'3". So just imagine growing up. And so, when you put off a certain kind of energy, and because I feel like I was even a cheery kid, like a cheery, high type kid, and I'm the same way as an adult. So I feel like if I can't break through to you just for you to speak to me and acknowledge me and say hey and be kind and friendly, I don't want no parts, right? And so that is a specific energy coming from that person. So it's a very specific energy. And so I had that energy from that person appear in a dream. I knew immediately who it was, but then it was a blend. And so it was like that energy and then that person's kid blended together. And it was just like, wait, what? And so, those types of things. And so, even taking that dream, I feel it's a message to me. And so that's going to get me reconnected, right? Because now I'm like, wait, wait, what y'all saying? What's going on? Because we didn't talk, okay? We did not talk. I don't even really go visit that person's grave, like none of the things, because I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm feeling some kind of way. And so, it's just like, what is that message? And even going in to determine what that message is me reconnecting, right? Because I'm being back in the present moment. Somebody talking to me, what y'all saying? Is this gonna be the way that y'all start talking to me now? Do I need to be more mindful about my dreams? Because I go in and out with the dreams, even like I can be like paying attention to my dreams here and then go like a month or so and not pay attention, and then a dream will pop out and I'm like, ooh, what that mean? And so, that's a way for me to reconnect as well. And then but I'm still in that same theme of I need to hear something from my people. And so back to the ancestor, didn't know this woman, nothing, nothing, nothing. And I call her a woman. She is a woman, but I can't tell you how old she was. I feel like she may have been in her 20s when she was killed. But at the end of the day, that woman there is someone who loves to travel. And as I was talking to her, like I'm asking, like, hey, what do you look like? And all these things. And she's very beautiful. We're about the same complexion. Her hair was significantly longer than mine. She was way more bubblier and bouncier than me. Like her energy is bouncy. I call it bouncy. And she's just like happy, happy, happy. Like imagine me on 10, that's her on her normal day. That's her on one, right? And so it's just like that kind of thing. And so, when she pops up, even if she doesn't necessarily say anything to me, because I connected with her energy, I understood how she lived. I see how she loves to live through me. Every time I go travel, every time I move to another space place, like she's like all those times that you have moved, and I think when we met, I may have moved like 19 times, 17 times. I don't know, y'all. Something teen times is when I met her. And she's just like, oh man, every time you move, it's just like nice and I love it and blah, 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 blah. And she's just like her energy, like she's not saying words, but I understand her energy. So I'm translating her energy, not her words. And so it's just like it's crazy. And so, then she showed me, that she was killed. And she wasn't around her family. Her family didn't want her moving and traveling as much as she did, but she did because she just wanted to explore and see what was out there. She didn't want to be scared and staying in one space place. And it's all those things. And then just the different fears and things that, her family has that can easily be passed to me, and just all the things. And so, like that right there, those messages. And so now, fast forward, even if she shows up, and she has that bouncy energy again because I don't see faces like most people see faces. Even if you are, even if you walk by me and you talk to me, I may have more of a difficult time explaining what you look like than I would explaining your energy, right? So I can just be like, if I see somebody, if somebody says somebody's name, I'm gonna connect with that energy first. And then I might be like, what do they look like? That kind of thing. And it's not to be offensive, but that's usually how I am. I'm definitely going to connect with that energy first and see if that energy is friendly, if that bubbly, whatever the case is, that energy wants to be left alone. If that energy is harder to penetrate because it has so many barriers up, and it just may be that it's just not the right vibration for me. Sometimes people radiate at a lower vibration naturally than what I do. I don't have to hang around with y'all. It's cool. Um, and so, that kind of connecting with my people, it just does something for me. It sparks me right back up. It wakes me back up and it lets me know no matter how alone I am in my journey, like there's not people that I can really bounce everything off of. I can bounce some things, but not everything. My people, especially like I said, the ones that are dead, they're like, girl, we see you and we love this about you. And just for them to show up, it's like, oh, y'all see me. And so I'm like super happy and I'm like immediately reconnected because it's like, okay, yeah, how else y'all want to talk to me? And so all the different things, or else I just spend that time just listening to them, getting the encouragement, and just staying on my path, getting back to the present moment. These are the things I need to do, and going forward. So yes, reconnecting, and so to reconnect, um, to my spiritual practice is to talk to my people. And again, I can talk to my people in different ways. I can talk to them through dreams. I can actually just talk to them. I can channel them and have a specific one or a group of them or whatever the case when I do my tarot readings. And then I do confirm that I am connected with the cards before I actually ask my question. And again, because I may feel some kind of way because I've been too in the future, dabbled with some past and not really in the present, then what I will usually do is ask them, what do I need to know? Or what do you need to tell me? And just hearing that message, it really does do a lot. Like I feel a certain kind of way because I'm being loved exactly for who I am and for where I am. And despite how I may view myself, these people are like, girl, if only you knew. And I always just get this feeling from them that, it's a lot of us in my family, but it's not a lot of us that actually talk to them, our relatives who have passed on. And so feeling that way and for them to show up, it's just like, I appreciate it, and it really does help me get back to being on task, being on track, and, just looking at the fact that maybe I went X amount of days without talking to my people. And how does that make them feel? But then I go back to me. How does it make me feel? Like I want to be around my people. It's like, I do enjoy hanging out with people that are actually alive, hanging out with them, going to eat, making great memories and all the things. And so, it's the same way with those who have passed on. And I'm pretty sure they feel the same way when I reach out and connect to them. And so it just kind of like revives me. It's like, girl, let's continue to stay on our track and stay on our path. And yes, I'm fluid, but even though I'm fluid, they still show up in certain ways. Sometimes I can be reading tarot and you know, the way that I read is not it's not your traditional way. And so I may be reading and just because I'm in tune with things, maybe kinfolk will pop up and I'm like, oh, this is kinfolk. Yeah, okay, this is what they saying, or, sometimes I can read tarot and maybe the message that wants to pop up is dealing strictly with chakras, and so again, to just do a tarot reading because I am not traditional with my tarot readings, it does something for me to reconnect me. And it just allows me to see a lot of my different abilities and to know not only am I getting in tune with a lot of my abilities, but I feel strongly that my abilities are also some of the abilities that my people had, and it's just being passed down to me, and I am openly accepting and embracing them. And so again, it's that whole connecting. And so that can be tarot, that can be dreaming, that can be spending time talking to them. And then it can last one is my writing. So when I write, that is definitely a way for me to get a message, and it can be from my higher self, it can be from my people. It can be whoever I connect to. My writing is completely different. So when I write, I need to have the pen, even if it's like my Apple Pencil, like I need to have something in my hand and writing, not typing. And so when I'm doing that, or else I may just have pen and paper. But when I'm doing that, I can literally pour my heart out, right? And once I pour my heart out, excuse me, I immediately get a response. And then I can like leave some space, like a couple of lines or whatever, and then I can be like, I want to talk to my grandma. My grandma is my great grandmother. I want to talk to grandma. And so, I can talk to grandma. I want to talk to daddy, and then I'll get a message from daddy. So it's just the different things, but the most important thing for me is to hear from my people, right? Because I feel strongly that not all of them were Christian. Like they may have been Christian, but it may have been to save their lives. And they probably wanted to do something other than be Christian. And so I just feel some kind of really tight connection with them. And so that definitely helps get me right back to my spiritual connection, my spiritual practice. So even though it is fluid, like I said. So there you have it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, y'all, put it in the comment section. um, yeah, I don't have where I enjoy being fluid instead of more rigid with my practice. It allows me to go left when I want to go left, swerve when I want to swerve, compound and do all of these things at one time, or just do one thing. And I still feel like I'm good. But at the end of the day, being connected, I really do want to hear some kind of, I love you message, or, girl, keep doing this, or girl, you need to focus on something. So yeah, whatever it is, I like to hear from them, and I will argue with my people. What you mean I need to focus on one thing? You know who I am? Like, why would you tell me to focus on one thing? Tell me what it is, then I'll pull more cards. But yeah, I just go back and forth, and that's my thing to get me back in immediately. So, okay, for real, y'all. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, put it in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until then, I will chat with y'all later. Bye, y'all.